Hey, hello, welcome to Being in Touch with My Fans video. So, in this video, I'm going to answer all of my fans. So, before beginning, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon and click the like button. And if you have any doubt after watching this video, please to mention it in my below comment section, okay? And yes, please to like and follow my Facebook community page, Parikshit Astrology, where you can also post some astrological stuff and gain knowledge. So let's begin. So the first question is asked by B unknown. For example, Aries ascendant in the Navamsa chart, only Jupiter is in the 6th house. What type of disease can affect the person in which dasa? So see, actually Jupiter in the 6th house is actually it's bad. It actually may give you problems like health problems. So I have mentioned in the video. So see, the problems might be related towards the liver or stomach, or even you can get jaundice, or it can be like obesity problem, or even tongue problem, or even ear problem. So these are all the problem can be seen through when Jupiter is sitting in the 6th house of D9 Navamsa chart. So during which dasa? So during the Jupiter dasa, like Mahadasa or Antar dasa, you might get these type of problems. So you need to be very careful, that too especially after your married life. Now the next question is asked by Rashmi Verma. So she has asked, Sir, I have Sun 1 degree and Venus 4th house Lord and 20 degree in the 5th house of Lagna chart, and 7th house Lord Sun is sitting in the 5th house, and 5th house isn't aspected by any planet. There is a Parivartana yoga in 4th and 5th house as Mercury, that to 20 degree. 5th house Lord is sitting in the 4th house and Venus is in the 5th house. Do I have love marriage yoga? So see, for love marriage yoga, your 7th house Lord, 5th house Lord and 2nd house Lord should have some relation in the birth chart and also in the Navamsa chart. Now the next question is, what if Venus conjuncts Ketu in the 4th house, that too in the Gemini zodiac sign? So Mercury is in the 9th house in the Scorpio zodiac sign. So normally when Venus conjuncts Ketu in the 4th house represents, so you need to do spiritual practices like yoga, meditation and all, so which will give very great results. And Mercury is sitting in the 9th house in the Scorpio zodiac sign. So Scorpio zodiac sign is naturally the water zodiac sign, that to 9th house represents religion things and all. So you need to work on spiritual path, then you will get very good peace. So the next question is asked by Prajita Karki. Venus with Saturn in the 3rd house in Leo, so in the Navamsa zodiac sign. See, normally in 3rd house of the Navamsa chart represents your in-laws, father-in-law especially, or any type of in-laws or their relatives. So when Venus is with Saturn in the 3rd house in the Leo zodiac sign, you need to be very careful regarding the relationship between you and your in-laws, because sometimes it may be very hard, sometimes it may be very like average and all. So you need to be very careful. So the next question is asked by Rupam Vandal. If Ketu is in the 3rd house in Libra in Navamsa and Venus is in the 11th house, what happens? So see, normally if Ketu is in the 3rd house in the Navamsa chart, it shows that after your married life, your communication may be based on through spiritual things like sharing spiritual knowledge and all. And it also shows that you might not be interested to communicate with your in-laws sometimes. And it also shows that you will get lot of gains because Venus is in the 11th house. So you will get lot of gains through your spouse. Now the next question is asked by Ritik Agarwal. Brother, I have Mercury and Jupiter in Pisces sign in 1st house. So does Neech Bhanga applicable here? And will this scenario be beneficial for me? This combination is present in my Navamsa chart. So see, Mercury and Jupiter in the Pisces actually gives you Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga, that too very great Neech Bhanga Raj Yoga, but it will give you only after your married life, that especially in your relationship. Now, the next question is asked by YKA Yesh Kumar. He asked that, bro, I also have Jupiter planet in Sagittarius rising in D10 chart, Sun Ketu conjunction in 4th house and Venus and Rahu conjunction in the 10th house. What this mean? Please answer. So, he is having Jupiter planet in the Sagittarius rising in the D10 chart, that is in the first house I guess. So, he didn't mention any sign, just he mentioned Sagittarius rising. So, Sun Ketu conjunction in the 4th house, that means that in the Pisces zodiac sign, and Venus and Rahu conjunction in the 10th house in the Virgo zodiac sign. What this means? So, your Venus is debilitated, and if Venus is getting Neech Banga there, it will prove you very great results. And Sun and Ketu are conjuncted in the 4th house. So, that shows that you will get lot of fame if you work in the creative fields, or if you work from home also you will get very good results, or if you get into the politics also you will also get very great results. Now, the next question is asked by Samruddha Kocharekar. Please make videos on current transit of planets for all the ascendant. Yes, surely I will make it, but I need to finish this series of Navamsha and Dasamsa, then after that I will make it. So don't worry. Now, the next question is asked by Vinay Kumar. I have Jupiter and Sun in the 12th house in the Pisces of Navamsha. Is it good or bad? So, Jupiter and Sun in the 12th house in Pisces Navamsha is actually good for spiritual growth. Or if you go to the foreign after your married life, it will give very great results. So, this is the one thing that you need to note down. Now, the next question is asked by Ramya V. In Vedic astrology, foreign spouse also means different culture or caste or religion or race. See, foreign spouse means someone who is outside of your country. Like, say for example, if you are living in India, then if you marry someone who is outside of your country, like say for example, if you marry a person who is staying in US or who is born in US, then that is called as foreign spouse. Now, the next question is asked by A.R. Rasool. Hi sir, if Mercury is retrograded in the first house of Dasamsa, all above said may affects. So see, actually if Mercury is retrograded in the first house of Navamsa, see, if Mercury is in the first house, that represents you are a very intelligent person and you are a very smart person and knows how to handle your relationship with you and your spouse after your married life or even during your married life. Your communication becomes a major important role during your married life or after your married life. Now, the next question is asked by Manoj Munna. Hi sir, I am Taurus ascendant and having retrograde Jupiter in the 9th house along with the moon and Saturn and Ketu in the 11th house. Is there any political careers to happen? So, is Taurus ascendant and having retrograded Jupiter in the 9th house, that too debilitated. So, see, whenever Jupiter gets debilitated being the retrograde, so you need to check the condition of Saturn, whether the Jupiter is getting Neech Banga or not. So, if it is getting, then it will give you very great results. But if not, then you don't have that much luck. So, you need to work hard, then only you will get very great results. So, and along with that, Moon and Saturn and Ketu are in the 11th house. Is there any political career? So, in order to see a political career, you need to see Saturn, Rahu, because Saturn represents mass people, and you need to check Rahu also because Rahu represents the illusionary fame, and you need to check the condition of 7th house and also the 10th house in the Dasamsa chart and also the 4th house. So, it becomes very much important because see, 4th house represents your recognition. It also represents the winning, whether you will win or not in the political. So, these are all the things you need to see in the Dasamsa chart. Now, the next question is asked by Ashmita Singh. Jupiter and Venus in the 11th house of D9 chart, how it works? See, whenever Jupiter and Venus are sitting in the 11th house, that shows that you will get a very great gains through your spouse. So, after your married life, you will get a very huge amount of gains. So, you need to wait until the Jupiter and Venus Dasa should occur. Now, the next question is asked by Shan Kumar. Mars is in the 5th house in D10 chart, means what will be the results? G. So, actually see, whenever Mars is in the 5th house in the D10 chart, it shows that your subordinates or your co-workers might be very aggressive, might be very good at technical things, and it also shows that they might be very good at like creative things. So, these are all the things can be seen when Mars is in the 5th house in the D10 chart or in the Dasamsa chart. Now, the next question is asked by EXO. So, I don't know his name. Now, Ketu is in the 10th house in the Leo zodiac sign, Sun is in the 12th house in the Libra, 12th house also has Mars and Saturn. I would appreciate your interpretation. So thank you. So see, Ketu is in the 10th house in the Leo zodiac sign. That shows that your career might be towards the spiritual things like occult science and all, or even to the software like computers thing and all. And Sun is in the 12th house in the Libra, which is debilitated. So that shows that after your married life, if you go to foreign, so you'll get a very huge name there also. So the next question is asked by Mixed Buzz. Sir, if Rahu Mars is in the 12th house in the D9 chart, what happens? So normally if Rahu and Mars are sitting in the 12th house, that shows that if you go to the foreign land, there will be rise in your fortune. Now the next question is asked by Avijit Roy. Sir, I have Sun in the first house of Scorpio. Please say me what can happen. So Sun in the first house of Scorpio in the Navamsa chart shows that after your married life, you'll get a very good name and fame in your career or in your professional areas of life if your spouse supports you. And it also shows that you may have some leadership qualities also inside you. Now the next question is asked by Krishnamurthy Venkataraman. So he asked that how to construct D40 chart. So see, actually I'll make a separate video on that, or even you can get it through some software like Parashara Lite 9.0 or even in Jagannatha Hora also. So you can download it through your laptop. So actually Jagannatha Hora is free software, so you'll get it there. Now the next question is asked by Dream Guy. Mars debilitated in the second house in the D1 chart. In Bhavachalik chart, Mars is in the third house, and Mars is in the third house, Sagittarius ascendant, only single, not mingle with any planet. Please help bro and thank you. See, actually whenever Mars is debilitated in the second house, it makes you to work hard in order to get your income or your money. And it also shows that you might get separated from your family also. So there are chances. Now the next question is asked by Kamakshi Creations. If Sun is debilitated in the first house of Lagna and conjunct with Venus and Rahu in the Lagna and in Navamsa is Vargottama, means Libra rising, Sun conjuncted with debilitated Jupiter while Jupiter is in the second house in the Lagna with Mars, what is the result? So actually if Sun is debilitated for Libra ascendant people, that shows that there might be some lack of self-esteem and all, but it's with Venus. So Venus will support your Sun. So during your Sun's Dasa will get lot of gains. And it also shows that you need to be very careful with your female friends especially. So the next question is asked by Rohan Kadian. Is that the Bhagavad Gita on the table? Yes, of course, this is the Bhagavad Gita book on my table. So I recommend you guys to read it, which will be very helpful for your life. Now the next question is asked by Albatross SN. How to calculate ascendant in D10 chart? So see, I will actually make videos about how to calculate the alternative ascendant, or you can just take the book, the BPHS book volume 1 and volume 2 by Sagar Publications. So I will show you the book actually. So this is the book. So I have the part 2 here. So part 1, if you want, I can send you through WhatsApp. So you can just text me if you want the part 1, that is the volume 1 book. So you'll get it there. So yeah, you'll get to know how to calculate it. So one day I'll make a video, or you can just take this book and read. Now the next question is asked by Auto Performance. Moon and Venus is in my third house, no relationships, I have good or bad placement. So Moon and Venus are in the Navamsa chart in the third house. So actually it shows that through your communication only your relationship will increase, and it also shows that you might be having some romantic relationship with your spouse after your married life, and it also shows that you will be a very romantic person after your married life, or you might be some flirty person also after your married life. So this is it for today guys. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe below, or else I will see you in the next video. That is, I am going to make a video upon Swamsha chart. So if you want any consultancy, please to contact my given below WhatsApp number, or else you can even mail me also. So until and unless, thank you, bye bye, love you, take care.